What companies do you look at and think, how the hell are they still in business? Panera Bread, 15 for a half sandwich and a bag of lousy chips. There's a cereal bar not too far from my house. It's in a strip mall, not really reasonable walking distance to any housing. It's 9 for a bowl of cereal or 11 for ice. Fancy milk is extra. They only do Keurig coffee, not a coffee bar. You have to make a conscious decision to wake up, shower, get dressed, and drive to have a bowl of cereal or many for the price of a couple boxes. I don't get it. There's this vacuum shop right next to a tobacco store I used to go to. They only sold vacuum cleaners. I never saw anyone in there ever other than someone standing behind the front desk. I once asked the guy at the tobacco shop if he had ever seen someone go in there, and he laughed for a second, then seriously thought about it and said, "I don't know so, that place. Harsh soap shops in resort areas. I live near an area like that and I never see people walking in or out. And seriously, how many bars of soap do you need to sell just to make rent, let alone pay the staff?" The class ring company Herff Jones. Their quality was absolutely horrible even back in the 80s and 90s. They would ship unfinished rings to people just to get there on time. If they don't like it, they can send it back was their way of being okay with it. These days I'd be lucky to get a stone to stay in if the ring fits at all. Any psychic or tarot card reader with a storefront. Hart's Pet Products. My GF is a vet tech and owns a dog grooming business. I hang out there and sometimes help out. I have seen so many animals affected by these products. The worst culprit is the flea collar. So many animals have adverse reactions to these collars. I've seen everything from hair falling out to massive skin reactions. My GF always tell every customer to avoid all Hart's products. The problem is that they are cheap and readily available at most stores. Considering the small sample size of my GF's business on the whole pet market, I cannot conceive how this company is still in business after all these years. Yahoo, I get nostalgic using it, but in 2024, feels like a relic of the past that somehow refuses to die. Mattress stores. How often are people buying mattresses, and in quantities sufficient to warrant so many mattress stores? Aren't all, but the cheapest low-quality mattress is a product that lasts 15-20 years. Maybe not a company, but I wonder how all these I'm a major studio and made my own streaming service, and spent hundreds of millions of dollars on content that is only being released there are still around. Like, the bubble should have popped 2 years ago, but somehow they are still betting and losing on being the next big thing. How many workers have thought this about every company they've ever worked for? AOL. I worked with a guy the other day who used an AOL email. Pretty much any third-party antivirus company like Norton, McAfee, etc. Long John Silver's. I've never had it. I don't know anyone who has, and there's one by me that's been in business for years, but I never see anyone there. It feels like a fake business. Dish Network and DirecTV. There's so much more variety out there for less money. I'm in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and a local furniture store company Tyner Furniture has this giant store and parking lot. The parking lot could fit hundreds of cars, but I only ever see 2 or 3 cars when I pass by. And I pass by a lot. I mean, I guess people aren't going often, but I do question it. GameStop. Last year I bought the Harry Potter game from them cause I like physical games still. I got home, unsealed it, and realized it only played on the new gen Xbox. I brought it back and GameStop said no returns once the seal is broken, so I bought a new copy at Best Buy, returned it to GameStop, and returned the broken seal copy to Best Buy. This is just a tiny example of how stupid GameStop's business model is, but I don't know who's still shopping there. That was the last straw for me. I'm trying to figure out how all of the marijuana dispensaries are still open in my city. Can't throw a stone without hitting the window of a dispensary. One would think the market is oversaturated, and a few would go out of business. Crumble cookies. They aren't that good and that's all they have. Hooters. How this relic of the 80s has survived the current socio-political climate without a Gen Z mob picketing them every single day is a mystery to me.